Welcome to the Biosphere Toolbox for Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. My name is Johnny Wright. Thank you so much for tuning in this fine Tuesday. So I start the toolbox with a question. Are you struggling to get to your shop phone in a timely way? Are you concerned that maybe you're missing some calls? Well, today I'm going to share with you the best bad options when you cannot answer the phone. Now, I will also give you the solution, the correction, if you will, at the end of this. So stay with us. Let's start it off with the worst option, and that is call centers, with a bullet at number one. Let's look at some stats from Glassdoor, the recruiting hiring company. We know, as much as we can know, that call center employees make about $28,000 a year. Fast food employees make about $20,000 a year on average. But if you factor in the 6 states where the minimum wage is $15 an hour, call center employees make about $31,000 a year. And for many of you shop owners, you're thinking, that's a raise for me. So we start out with the income of call center employees is in the lower third of the national average. Then let's move on to turnover, and it's massive. Call centers have among the highest turnover rates of any business category in the country. 35 to 45% is typical. Now, to compare that to fast food, you're at 60%. It is number one. Also, the national average of all businesses, U.S. Bureau of Stats, is 12%. So where does your shop? Where is it in that linear line? All right, so we know that there's terrible turnover. We also know that call center employees are poorly trained and many other issues that come up with call centers. Long shifts, 10, 12 hours are not out of the question. They have terrible rewards programs, bad tracking. The metrics can be extremely inaccurate. So other than that, it's a great option. Let's move on to a less bad option when you cannot answer the phone, and that is automation. It's important to know that according to Consumer Reports, up to 72% of callers who reach automation will hang up. I want you to think about when you've called into a business. Now, automation, we define that as, thank you for calling Biosphere Auto Repair. Press 1 for service, 2 for the shop, 3 for sales, 4 for the owner, 5 for HR, and so forth and so on. That is automation on the front end, okay? So many of us will not work through automation, will not go through automation. We will instead hang up and maybe move on to a competitor who does not have automation. Another bad reason to have automation is that customers form an impression. Now, this is from Forbes magazine. And we've known this for so long. We train on this. That's why we teach high-level customer service skills, tone, intonation, intent, articulate, word tracks. That when anybody calls a business, you, I, or anyone, your customer base calls your business, they are forming an opinion about your business within 7 seconds. It is just like that. Time passes so quickly. And so automation kills the dream at the front end before you ever get a chance to build customer rapport and trust. Same thing with call centers. And I have heard dozens of call centers. I have worked with some call centers on training before we got into the auto repair. I'm just telling you that those two options combined are a nuclear bomb of terribleness. And now, the best bad option when you cannot answer the phone. Putting the caller on hold. All right. Harvard Business Review, let's start with that. Can you believe that we spend about 13 minutes on hold per year? All right. I'm not good at math, but my math says that that's about 780 minutes or roughly 2 minutes per day on average, okay? So you've got that bad thing. I said this was the best bad option, but stay with me. Also, up to 60% of callers on hold will hang up after 1 minute. Now, that's from Valero. They're a research company, and they asked 2,500 respondents. want you to think about that. The opportunity to lose someone at the front end is massive, all right? When you start transferring people around. That's why there is a best option, and it really goes back to the core of what we believe in and what you believe in as one of our clients, and that is have enough people to answer the phone by the third ring every time. On average, the auto repair shops that we work with have somewhere between 2 to 5 people answering the phone. Also, on average, there are 25 to around 100 calls incoming into those shops. And we harvest those calls. We listen through those calls. We count the recorded calls that are coming in every day in every way, all right? So you do the math at your shop. You figure out how many calls are coming in. Do you have enough people to answer the phone by the third ring? That is extremely important. Second, soft transfer skills. Extremely important, passing people around in a very specific professional way. And third, and maybe the most important, is be kind, be articulate, be professional, be compassionate, be all of those things, and not just when it's easy, but when it is hard. If you commit to this, the best possible option, you will never have to consider the other options. And if we don't commit to the best option, we can see on the horizon what is coming, and that is AI, voice recognition and interactive software. In other words, software that can replicate human interaction. And we tell service advisors every day in every way, you have to be better than the automation, than the AI, than the voice interaction. You can be better than that if you're willing to be. Make the commitment. It's absolutely worth it. All right, and there's your best option. Just be great on the phone. I'd love to hear your feedback about today's toolbox. You can leave your comments at the bottom. Also, I'm launching a brand new podcast called Get Smarter with Words. The link to that is right below this video. I would love to have you listen. Much broader spectrum of how words, better words, not bigger words, can help build our vocabulary and help create a higher level of communication. I so appreciate you tuning in to today's toolbox. Until next time, thank you so much for working with us to build something better.